Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mary, for giving me an opportunity to share my relive experience. Everyone, first of all, I'd like to, wish a happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And my story is, I'm a retired member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. And I was, retired, and I heard about Relive on the radio. And I, heard it, and I was inspired by the opportunity. So that's what my focus was, to get involved with the opportunity. And it is, a great opportunity. So I, got involved, came in at the master affiliate level, and I was, had plenty of product on hand. But health-wise, I was, experiencing high blood pressure. I had high cholesterol. I was overweight and diabetes. But, I was living with it, And I began to take the products, and, almost immediately I began to feel better and rest better. My sleep, after waking up in the mornings, I was well rested. But, about a month or so into it, I went to my regular checkup to my oncologist, and I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. So, that was, a shock to me and everything. But thank God that, I caught it early. And my oncologist, he didn't tell me what to do, but he told me what my options were. And that was like chemo or radiation or surgery. And me not knowing which one, I just, thought about them, and I decided to go with radiation treatments. But the whole time that I was, taking those 46 radiation treatments, I was taking the products. I had them on hand because I had plenty of products, so I began to just flood my body with the products. And because of that, I did not experience a whole lot of radiation fatigue. And, I would, go through the treatment. It was like maybe 7 minutes. And I would come home and rest for an hour and get up and, go about my business. But, as time went on, and I had to wait maybe 3 months after the initial treatments, and I went back to my, I think it was my radiologist the first time, and I got good results. My PSA level was down, and then another 3 months I went to the oncologist and still got good readings as far as my PSA. And I have done that, for the last couple of years, and each time I've gotten even better results. And also I've had improvements with, my cholesterol level. It's well within range, and my blood pressure is well within range. And I'm still working on, my weight, but, and also my diabetes is well under control. So, I'm just thankful. And also, my mother, who's gone on to her eternal reward, she was 94 years old, and it will be 2 years this July that she passed. But we, through the, me talking to my other siblings, we decided to give her the products, and she experienced, changes, because improvements, let's put it like that. She really experienced improvements with the products. And, it was just it's amazing to me. And, my siblings, they didn't understand fully about the products, but they did see the, the improvements. So, I'm just thankful that she did experience that. And, I just, know that these products, they work, and I will be consuming them for the rest of my life. And I
they work
just,
even in Alabama, huh, David?
Amen.
Now, your mom, if I remember correctly, your mom had a stroke. Is that right?
That's correct. She had suffered a stroke when she was 89 years old, and she passed at 94. And it was, toward the latter part of her, experience that I came into the business. So, like I said, we fed her the products, and it really improved her. So, like I say, and
gave her
also
good quality of life till she passed on. Yeah,
Amen.
That's great.
Amen.
Now, do you have a son that had, or know somebody that had spina bifida? Do I recall that?
Yes, my oldest son. And, just giving him the capsules, we've seen improvement in his life, That's right. So, and, like I say, these products work. And I'm just, sharing them with everybody, and just, thankful that, I was blessed to be able to, experience what Relive has to offer. Thank you for this opportunity, Mary.
Well, David, thank you so much for getting on and sharing today and giving hope to other people. We really appreciate that. And on Father's Day, and I hope you had a great Father's Day.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, we're going to talk to another Dave right now. We're going to talk to Dave Zero up in Illinois. Dave, would you come on and share with us what's happened with you and your family?
Thank you. I'll be happy to share. It's been a remarkable.
Let me try muting those lines again. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
All right. Well, yeah, it's been an amazing journey also, and just as Dave McCourt said, I just want to wish all the fathers out there a wonderful, blessed day, and to the moms who put up with us too. And I say that with all sincerity because I was the caboose 13 years ago to get on the Relive products because I didn't think they would have any value, help me at all. Since I was 21 years old, I had been going to the chiropractor for a painful, debilitated back condition, and by the time I was 34 years old, I was wearing a customized orthotic back brace. My back was so weak and debilitated that I couldn't even stand up straight wearing this brace and being on tons of pain medication. And I had to have a back operation, and that surgery was so risky that I had a 50% chance of ending up in a wheelchair. So for about another year and a half after wearing that brace, I decided to have that surgery, and even though the doctors warned me of the potential outcome, the surgery was a success. However, I was told I would continue to experience back pain the rest of my life, that as a surgeon, the doctor told me, he says, there's nothing more I can do. And I was told I had serious degenerative arthritis, degenerative disc disease, and even scoliosis. And I knew about the scoliosis most of my life, but I didn't know about the other conditions. And I was simply told to go on disability and to limit the activities that I do and deal with the pain and take pain medication. But one of the activities I do is I'm a basketball referee, and all I wanted to do was to get back into officiating again. And it was a very slow start in the beginning. I used to have to do the little children and walk up and down the court, and that was my exercise. But I got promoted to do junior high, middle grade, junior high, and eventually high school while I had to run. And every night I would come home and do treatments on my back. I had every book I could to manage how to do therapy and exercises for my back. And after about 4 years, those treatments were taking longer and longer to do with less and less benefit. Got to the point where I couldn't run up and down the court. I struggled to get in and out of a car. I struggled to walk up and down stairs, and many mornings put on my shoes and socks sitting on the edge of the bed. And I went to my wife. My family was already on these products for well over a year. My mother-in-law, my wife, my 3 daughters, my sister-in-law, and a handful of neighbors. And I came to my wife with tears in my eyes saying I have to resign from the game when she tried to get me to try the products. And I didn't understand how something, if the doctors didn't know what to do, how was this going to help me? And I, like we all do, I listened to a few calls and I got on these products, and within 90 days I started to feel an immense relief in my back, and I still wasn't sure that it was the reason that Relive was helping me, so I quit taking the products. I went back to refereeing, by the way, and in the middle of a basketball game, I crashed and burned real bad. And they thought I had a heart attack or a stroke. The ambulance was there, and I couldn't move. The pain in my back was so severe. But coming home, I told my wife I have to see the doctor for a consultation on cortisone injections into my back. And she said, you do that, but before you do, you get back on that product and see what happens. And I did. And within a couple of days, again, I got this relief, and I was like, are you kidding me? What do you got? What is it? I mean, all I got to do is drink this stuff. And, you know, I didn't know anything about what I was doing. All I knew is that it was helping me to get back on the court. That was 13 years ago. I've averaged 1,200, 1,300 basketball games since then. I mean, I've done over 1,200 games the last 100 games a year. I do, right up and down full speed. And I do everything that the doctor told me I would never be able to do. Not just roughing, but I can work out in the yard, shovel the snow. I play golf, which he told me it would never happen. You know, and today I live my life on my terms, not the doctor's terms. And it's been a blessing. I can't think of anything so wonderful in my life that the people who reached out and supported and helped me to understand the value of what this can do, to give me an opportunity to pursue something that I enjoy doing is priceless.
Well, I know when you watch a basketball game, those referees are not standing still, and they're not walking either. And so you probably put on a lot of miles. But it's something that in my experience over the years, all I wanted to do was to stay active and find a way to do it, and to give something back to the young kids today playing sports, because I've always been involved, and this has been a great way to do it. And again, with the Relive, it's allowed me to just again do everything that doctors told me I'd never be able to do. So I've been very blessed and thankful at the same time. I'm guessing you're not going to quit anytime soon?
Absolutely not. I work the business part-time still, and all I do is get excited about what this does. And I've had some tremendous relationships developed out of this business, as well as the income is great, but it's watching the other people enjoy getting results also, and paying it forward to help other people. And Relive does take care of you because the products work, and the income is great. I got a $3,000 bonus one time just for doing this business on top of my regular earnings, and earned over $6,000 that month.
Wow.
And I had a chance to go to Canada a few years ago to that Quebec leadership trip where they treated my wife and I like king and queen. I mean, we're not royalty, but boy, I'll tell you, those trips were absolute. Boy, they just spoil you rotten. And boy, did I have a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, from a guy that came from a skeptical background and a disbelieving background, this truly is an amazing company with amazing products and amazing people that help you with it. So I thank everyone, for the opportunity.
What kind of results had you seen your wife and daughter have while you were waiting this year to start on the products?
Oh, well, my wife had torn her anterior cruciate ligament, the ACL, in the very beginning when she started Relive, because I insisted she had to have surgery. Two doctors' opinions both insisted she had to have surgery, and I kept pushing her, and she kept being procrastinating. And to this day, my wife has never had surgery on her knee. She runs at the Charter Fitness, where she belongs as a member health club. She runs 5 miles every day. And And before I even got on the products, when I was still skeptical, I had a daughter playing college basketball that was told she had to take the whole year off because of a serious condition she developed called shin splints in her legs. And they said it would take at least 70 days to heal from. my wife wanted me to bring the products out to the university, and I fought her against it, and I said, no, she's going to lose everything that she's worked for, but I keep the peace in the marriage. I went out to the university and gave the products to my daughter, and she was back on the court in a week. Now, everybody there at the university, the coaches, the conditioning coaches, the trainers, and the team doctor were amazed, and they said, what are you doing? And she said, I didn't do anything, but my mom and dad gave me this stuff to take. And they sent it to the NCAA for a banned substance abuse, and the NCAA came back and said, keep taking it. It's amazing. And, you know, the funny thing is my daughter played 4 years of basketball and never missed a game because of an injury. Now, that doesn't mean she wasn't injured. She just was able to pump her body up with the products to get ready for the next game. And when it came time to choose a career for her major in, she is a nutrition dietetics. And at the time, again, I was not involved in Relive. I said, what do you want to do that for? You know, I mean, what are you doing? And she said, because of what Relive did to help her, she said there's a huge opportunity to know what you can do in that field to help people get healthy without the implication of the drugs and all that. And she works today. She's got a master's degree in dietetics nutrition and is doing phenomenal and supports, endorses Relive, and she's been to the conference, and she just loves everything that this company represents. So that was her stepping stone into the career she's working, is because of Relive when she was injured as a freshman in college.
Saw what nutrition could do. Well, we're glad that it finally rubbed off on you, Dave, and that you're out there helping a lot of people. And thanks so much for sharing today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Mayor.
We're going to head a little bit south now, down to Oklahoma. And Mark Cox, could you come on and share with us what's happened in your family?
Yes, can you hear me okay?
Sure can.
Good. Well, my name is Mark Cox. I'm a banker in Oklahoma. And in 2000, my wife and I have two daughters. Our oldest daughter, Amy, graduated from high school in 2001. And she started that summer developing some pain problems. We really didn't know what was going on at the time. We just knew that she was going to the gym and jogging, and we just figured she'd hurt herself. But what happened next, over the next few years, we didn't see it coming. She basically was living like an invalid in her bedroom, wouldn't be around people, was dealing with severe pain. She was eventually diagnosed with fibromyalgia, was dealing with chronic fatigue, and she basically just slept in between doctor's appointments. She ended up on 12 different prescription medications, and after a few years of that, we saw our daughter's quality of life down to nothing, and just seeing her dwindling away, and we decided that we needed to try something different. So she kept going to the doctor, kept doing the medication, but we also started looking at nutrition and supplements, and got really serious about cooking and the food that she ate and how we prepared it and everything. And at the end of 4 years, it was May of 2005, I received a phone call from a friend, and she said, "We need to go to lunch. You need to hear about what I'm doing now." And she had no idea that we had a sick daughter.
Wow.
And we had lunch, and I said, "Do you realize that Amy has fibromyalgia?" And she said, "No, I didn't know that. My mother had fibromyalgia, and that's why I'm doing this business, and because of the results that she got." And so I became a distributor in that same month, went to the master affiliate level. I just saw value there, and with a money-back guarantee, what do you got to lose? So as a family, my wife and I and daughter, we all started on the products May of 2005. And what we saw happen with Amy, and she was afraid to get her hopes up. She thought I was crazy for even suggesting that something out of a can could do something that all the specialists had not been able to do. But what Relive did for her was in 30 days, she saw a quality of health returning that we were amazed by. She went on to wean herself off of 13 of those 15 prescriptions over the first 90 days. And then the other two were scheduled drugs, and she weaned herself off of those over a period of time. And what we saw with Amy at that point was she came back to life. She was able to go back to college. She got a degree in nursing. She's actually an RN now, a registered nurse, and she got married. And before I got on the call a few minutes ago, I was in the living room playing with our 23-month-old. Next month he'll be 2 years old, her little baby.
Oh, wow.
So Amy has her life back. She has a quality of life that no one, her doctors told her that she was going to have to learn to live with pain, learn to live on medication, and suggested she get on disability. But today she is the picture of health. As a matter of fact, she and her husband jog regularly, and they've been in I don't know how many 5Ks, and they're preparing July 4th weekend to run in their first 10K. So she truly has a quality of life and a family that no one expected, was possible.
She sure does.
Like I said, my wife and I got on the products just really to encourage Amy, and we've been married 37 years now, and we just had kind of learned to live with different things going on with our bodies, and I was living on sinus medication and dealing with IBS issues, and I was able to get not have to deal with those IBS issues or sinus issues anymore after getting on Reliv. And as a matter of fact, I had never run in a 5K, but I've been in 3 5Ks, and even as I'm getting older, and that I had never done when I was young. And it was just because knowing that I'm putting good nutrition in my body, when my body responded in a way that I felt confident I could do that.
Well, congratulations to you for that, Mark.
Yes, that was a nice serendipity for the family. Our youngest daughter also has gotten great results with sinuses and various things, and all of our grandchildren. We have 3 grandbabies. One is about to be 5, but our daughters use Reliv for their prenatal vitamins, and so they are Reliv babies, and they continue to use the products as youngsters. So we have truly been blessed by Reliv, and we will never be without these products.
So what kind of results did your wife get?
She it's been so long ago. I'm trying to remember everything that she was dealing with when we started.
Seems like didn't she have a kind of a low immune system or something?
Yes, that's exactly right. She is a school teacher, and so she is around, all of the germs and things that, how they can be just rampant through the schools. And when she had, other people that she worked with, when they were being homesick, with the viruses and flus, bugs and things, well, there was a period of time where every fall she would lose her voice because of all of the, the allergies and everything that was in bloom. And that happened for several years before Reliv. And then we noticed a couple of years in Reliv that she quit having those issues. It was like they went away, and we didn't even really, they don't scream at you when they go away. And we kind of realized that she was having results that we really hadn't even thought about. And she has a history of her dad had a stroke, and her mother and dad both had heart issues, and so we're using this as much for prevention, as anything. So.
Yeah,
excited about that.
Yeah. Yes. Now, do I remember correctly that you had a stepdaughter with cerebral palsy and seizures?
Yes. Amy has an older daughter. She's now 13. And when Amy and Stephen, started dating and got engaged, well, Amy already knew, the amazing results that people had on these products. She had been with me to conferences and mat schools and heard lots of stories, and so Gracie, they put her on these products, and she was having seizures regularly because of cerebral palsy, and I mean, there wasn't a month that went by that she didn't have one. Sometimes weekly, but sometimes monthly, and that had gone on for years. And she has not had I haven't even asked Amy in a while, but she hasn't had a seizure in such a long time now. So she continues to go to the doctor, and she is on some seizure medication, but she also drinks her shakes twice a day, and has seen improvement in that she was not getting from her medication alone. So she truly is a joy in our life.
I guess so. Well, you've got a lot of life-changing things going on in your family there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. We feel blessed.
Yes, indeed. We're glad that friend got a hold of you and said, let's do lunch.
Absolutely. It was a good Chinese meal, but it was a lunch that changed the course of our family's future, no doubt.
It certainly did. Yeah. Mark, thank you so much for getting on and sharing.
My pleasure. Have a good evening.
You too. Our last guest tonight is from California. He's a Bronze Ambassador, which just means he and his wife have helped a lot of people. And Hubert Washington, could you, it just seems like a last name of Washington. You ought to live up here by us, Hubert.
That happens all the time, Mary. How are you today?
Share with us what's happened for you with and your family with Relive.
I'm happy to. Well, hello, everyone. Again, my name is Hubert Washington. My wife, Robin, and I live in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area. I worked in telecommunications for 23 years, and we were exposed to this company almost 20 years ago. I had been diagnosed with a degenerative spinal condition as a result of an auto accident I had been in years before. I experienced numbness and tingling in my fingers. I had lost all the mobility in my neck, and we were seriously looking for some answers. The doctors, though, started talking about steroids and surgery. None of those things I was really interested in. So we just went looking for different answers. And it was my wife that heard about Relive. After being on the product for a short time, the numbness and tingling in my fingers went away. I wish I could tell you when exactly it happened, but I don't even remember. Just one day I noticed that it just wasn't there anymore. I was able to regain the mobility in my neck and go back to work, and for us that was a thrill because my wife Robin was a stay-at-home mom, and she was homeschooling both of our kids, and we just did not want to even think about the idea of me not being able to work and Robin having to have to go out and work to support us. So when I was able to go back to work, that was a thrill. But I thought about other people that could actually benefit, and I wanted to really share these products with people that I knew that if it didn't work, they would tell me. So my 14-year-old son was dealing with asthma medication, or dealing with asthma and was on medication, and I was able to get him on the products, and after a time being on the products, he was able to get off of his asthma medication. He's 34 years old now and no longer suffers with the asthma, hasn't for probably 20 years now. And my mom, who started on the products when she was 88 years old, we thought that she was just going through the normal aches and pains of an 88-year-old. She had severe hand problems, just the arthritis would cause her hands to freeze up. She had avoided a knee replacement or had a knee replacement with another one, but being on the product, she was able to avoid a second knee replacement and the migraine headaches that she used to have. I got to tell you, it used to just knock her out. And she really no longer has these migraine headaches. She'll get a headache from time to time, but it's nowhere near the intensity, nor it is the duration. And even my wife, Robin, was able to benefit from taking the products, Mary. She didn't have health issues, so she'll tell you she was a healthy one in the family. But she had some serious issues with just being able to make it through the day without taking a nap. So when getting on the product, she was able to get energy. That enabled her to complete the day as she was homeschooling both of our kids and running our household. Absolutely. So just getting through the day for her was a joy, and she's been on these products faithfully with us for 20 years. And as we saw those benefits from other families and friends, we really just started thinking about it. I enjoyed a six-figure income working in telecommunications, but oftentimes I felt like I had to choose between either spending time with my family or working very long hours to support them. And so we put this to the test just to really get an idea to see if there was a way that we would be able to build an income like we saw other people. But the notice was that there were some ordinary people just living some extraordinary lives. So as we were able to do that, we put this to the test and said we'd like to give this, a time. And if there was a way that I could do this before the age of 50, we'd like to do it. That was our goal. And I'll tell you, at the age of 49, I was able to retire from a corporate job I'd worked for 23 years because our Relive income had surpassed what I was bringing home from my full-time job. And again, it was a six-figure income. My highest income was over $12,000 in a calendar month with Relive. And we leaped at the opportunity to become full-time Relive distributors. And over the years, we have been able to do things that we would not have normally wanted to do. The main thing is that my mom now is 107. Her birthday next month will be 108 years old. She is still doing well. She has, she still, takes care of herself. She fixes her breakfast. She's able to, dress herself. We are at a family get together right now where she's just enjoying great grandkids. And, it's just given us a quality of life. And Robin and I have been able to invest and do some things that we were able to do that allows us to continue to remain at home as well as continue to build our Relive income. And that Relive income has given us an opportunity to earn just short of $1 million, which is phenomenal to us because that isn't what we were looking for. But we saw that this was a company that blesses people for sharing this business and also for taking the products. And we've been able to benefit in many, many ways. So we love it. We've also, and I'll just share this last thing, Mary, we were able to build a home in Jacksonville, Florida, where our goal is to retire someday to. But right now, in the meantime, until we get there, my wife's parents live in the house. So, the great thing about going to Florida or coming back to California, we're always going home. And we love that. So,
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a fantastic story. And your mom's especially, that just blows my mind that, here she is, migraines, headed for a second knee replacement, and now she's off all her meds, and she's going to be 108 next week. And you tell her happy birthday for us all, okay?
I'll do that,
We're just really
Mary.
excited to hear that.
Thanks for having me on the call.
How did you go about? Okay, so you were working and you had a good income. And how did you put Relive to the test? What did you do to know that you could possibly retire before 50?
Yeah, and that's really the thing because when we say really putting Relive to the test to see if we could replace a six-figure income, what it really meant for us was seeing if we could be faithful to do the things that we needed to do in order to build an income. Because the thing that has been consistent from the very first day we met this company is the company, the products, and this business opportunity. Relive has been consistently delivering quality products and then also delivering the tools necessary for us to build a business opportunity. So the only thing that we needed to do was be able to open our mouth to go out and share with people who had never heard about Relive. And that's the thing that we did. And we shared we taught other people how to do that. I think it's the thing that is so great about this business and also this industry is that we get the opportunity to teach people how to sponsor. And I think that that's just so very important right now because it's really, for me personally, it's not a selling business, it's a sharing business, sharing the hope of what Relive has to offer with people, but giving them the options to be able to make choices. And then when they do make those choices, just showing them how they can work for them. And it doesn't really matter what it is. So we just got busy during that time focusing on the business opportunity and being able to share it with others. And that's what helped us to really prove, when I say Relive, to prove that we could actually build a business.
Wonderful. Yeah, you gotta be consistent with your business, just like you do with the products. If you want to get results, don't you?
That's right, Mary. That's right. And we're more excited now than we've been in a long time, and just about the opportunities. And we've got some young folks coming into the product with us. I have a great nephew who just loves this. He's been taking the products as a child, and a generation later now, he's building a business, and we're excited about what the opportunities are for people. And one of the things we always say, we hear other people say is, boy, I wish I had known about this in my 20s. Well, we're talking to some of those 20s. They're actually taking us up on it and being able to build businesses. So it's a joy.
Yep, that's for sure. That's wonderful. Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing, and all of you who shared on the call today. I want to thank you and wish you all a happy Father's Day. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'll come back and give you the playback number.